This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast.
Oh, Marcy.
Oh, Betsy.
We're on fire.
Yep.
We're on fire. I can't believe it. We're getting guests, dude. We're doing what we intended to do.
Unstoppable. We are unstoppable.
Yes! Until the next big crisis,
Or we
fucks
get
us up and
remotely busy.
yes. remotely busy, whatever.
Whatever comes
I am
first.
so excited. I was telling you, I met our guest at that really rad ghost storytelling show at the Philosophical Research Society that I did the night before Halloween. It was so perfect and spooky. She told an incredible story, and I was blown away. She has a very rad TikTok and Instagram. Please welcome TikToker, and I'm going to say it, author, Rosie Grant. Welcome.
Oh my gosh. Thank you both so much. What an honor to be here.
So stoked to have you. So stoked. So, Rosie, why don't you tell us a little bit about your book and your TikTok and everything?
Oh
Because
my
it's
gosh.
rad.
Oh, thank you so much. This is the best description ever and opening for getting to talk about this. Well, yes, I am a TikToker and I research cemeteries, but specifically recipes that are on gravestones in cemeteries. So I have a book coming out this October with HarperCollins, and it is just featuring, with permission, the ones I've gotten permission for, like a cookbook of gravestone recipes.
It's such a good idea and so cool and such a cool way to like remember people who've passed on.
I had no idea that was a thing, that people were putting recipes on the back of gravestones.
You know what? Me neither. I really didn't. I was, during the pandemic, I interned at a cemetery, which I basically was in a library science school getting my master's, and all internships to librarians were closed temporarily. And the only place that was open was cemeteries. So they were like busier than ever. So I ended up interning in the archives of Congressional Cemetery, and that's where I learned about gravestone recipes.
Wow.
And I had the same thought. I was like, what? That's a thing?
Whoa.
And I thought there was first one, and then there's two, and now I know about 45 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so rad. I had no clue until I started following you, and I was like, wait, this is awesome. What a cool thing to put on your tombstone.
I literally saw your
Right?
Instagram and then thought it was Photoshop.
That a lot of people have thought the same thing. I was trying to locate one because randomly Stephen King had tweeted out one, and I'd hired like a GIS, like geolocator, being like, those people you can like send in a photo and they theoretically can like look at the trees and the background buildings. And I was like, I will pay you like $1,000 if you can find where this photo that Stephen King tweeted is from. And the guy's like, this is fake. There's no such thing as gravestone recipes. And I'm like, no, but there are. There definitely are.
That guy's not very good at his job.
I know, right?
Come
Yeah,
on.
seriously.
Did he find it?
No, he couldn't find it.
Send
no.
it to me. I actually might be able to. This was a game we used to play at
No
Brook-
way.
At Brooklyn.
Marcy.
Yeah, we played it at Brooklyn Nine-Nine every day after lunch. It was a game called GeoGuessr. And
Oh my God.
we typically did it in McDonald's parking lots. So we would start,
Funny.
we'd have 90 seconds, and we'd have two different rooms going.
What?
So we'd have 90 seconds to figure out where in America we were from the parking lot of a McDonald's. But you can move though. So it is a little different.
Holy cow.
Marcy.
And you
That
can't,
is such a skill.
and all the license plates and signs were blurred out. So you couldn't use those as clues, but you could use things like, oh, there's a 76, or there's a Lovey's. There's a Lovey's gas station in the background, and where are those located? Okay, and like, all right, the sun looks like this. So I honestly,
oh my gosh.
and then the more advanced version is it would put you inside a room somewhere in the world. You couldn't leave the room, but you could look 360 around the room,
This
and you
sounds
had
so
to.
fun.
So not only guess what country you're in, you would try to do it as close to the actual location on Google Maps as possible, and we were really good at it. Like,
what?
now
that is insane.
I don't know. Like, so it's depending on how much is in this image.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marcy,
it's
you're
true.
going to figure this out.
Well, I can.
I
Tell-
will pay you, and you will be in my book if we can figure this out. Literally, it's been years in the making. And I should say, Stephen King himself didn't know where it was taking. He got it from somewhere else.
Whoa.
So Marcy, seriously, this is
Marcy,
a magical
so cool.
mystery. I had no idea.
I'm looking at the kind of trees in the background. So
The trees have been the biggest clue, not clue. Maybe
Uh-huh.
even some listeners, who knows, if they can figure it
Whoa.
out.
chocolate is on top.
let's just try to figure it out this whole episode.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Not even
yes.
talk
It's
about
a huge
stuff.
mystery.
You know what? And also, let's put it in our on our Instagram. So if anyone else wants to play
Holy
this
cow.
game, there's
Yes.
This is actually blowing my mind
It's
right now.
unfortunately not a lot of information here, but
No.
that doesn't mean that we won't.
That doesn't mean, who
Yeah.
knows? If we solve this international mystery,
That's
this
why,
is this whole side thing to ghost.
as a TikToker or a content maker at all, I'm a huge into TikTok. I don't do any myself, but I love watching. And when people film inside their homes, I'm like, guys, you don't know how easy it is for me, a psycho, to figure out where you live if I can see even a sliver of outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Marcy.
But
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not even a lot of people love that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
When I watch movies and stuff, I always try to figure out where exactly are they? What street are they really on?
Wow.
You would make such a good cemetery TikToker, because I feel like all of my early recipes were just random people sending me photos of gravestone recipes, but they wouldn't say where it was. So I had to do all this weird digital detective work.
yes.
I'd go to Find a Grave, which is sort of like the Wikipedia of gravestones.
Mhm.
And then, lots of geolocating, lots of Google mapping, and being like, okay, this is in this, or I would someone's name would be in a back gravestone.
That's
and so you look up their
yeah.
name.
That's the kind of stuff we're talking
Whoa.
about.
It's
Yeah.
it's a very crazy skill, but it is truly such a skill that you have that.
Oh
I mean,
my
like I said, I'm not
gosh.
100%, but
I
but
don't know.
it is
I don't, yeah, Marcy, it sounds like you're good at
I mean,
this.
it's
Rosie, it sounds like you're good at this.
We can just
able to
start a
find
side
some
business.
Yes.
and it's a good it's a good reminder that people are crazy and they don't, and not even full time. I'm sure neither of us are full time crazy. But if we had
Just
a
part-time
vendetta,
crazy.
if we had a vendetta, I have a lot of skills at my. I'm like Liam Neeson. I hijacked
The CIA is
this.
going to come calling, being like, hey, we heard your podcast, and we know you like spooks. What about this kind of spooks?
Yeah.
They would,
Uh-huh.
they would have to lie to me and tell me that person said anything negative about me, and I'd be like, I can find them.
That's
They said
such
what?
a funny agent. Okay, we got to get Agent Marcy going. Just tell her somebody said something bad,
Yeah.
and she'll
They don't
be
like her
able to
haircut.
find them. Yeah.
Well, sorry, I hijacked that, but that is fascinating, and I'm sure the stories behind these recipes are really sentimental and interesting too.
Yeah, there've been a lot of really beautiful. I mean, they're all very different. This past year, so I was actually saying at the beginning of this, I listened to your podcast just for hours as I was traveling to all these cemeteries. So there's a woman in Nome, Alaska, who where the Iditarod ends up as, and then there's a couple in Nova Scotia. There's one in Maine. There's a bunch in Arkansas, a couple in New York. And so it's literally taken me around the country, one in New Orleans. And yeah, everyone's really beautiful. And it's been really an honor to get to talk to the families who are just like so in love with their person and their cooking, and like the way they bring someone back from the dead in a way is like cooking their food.
Oh, yeah.
That is so, so cool.
Yeah.
And it's so rad you get to meet the families and stuff too. And
oh my gosh,
hear
that's
all
the
about
best
them.
part.
Yeah.
Seriously. If you guys did a gravestone recipe for both of yourselves, would you, or honestly, even like a ghost story or something on yours?
Right? Oh, I feel mine would be like, here's my Taco Bell order.
Hell yeah. Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yes. Crunchwrap Supreme for sure.
Maybe I would just list all my pets that I've had in my whole life.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your pants. And I was
My
like,
pants.
okay.
Green, blue, jeans.
I got green and
Really
blue pants.
short ones.
Yeah, those are called shorts.
Skinny jeans.
Only pants. Only pants.
Only pants, those shorts. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Also, a side channel being called Only Pants.
Only pants.
Only pants.
But that's a really pets are a very popular thing on gravestones. I've seen a lot of pets, lots of like inside jokes. Yeah, like there's just so many funny, like different, like picture. My favorite one actually recently is this woman named Evelyn, and she has 3 gravestones just for herself, 3 gravestones
Good
individually.
for her.
I know. One is all of her ex-husbands, and she like lists them the dates as if they've died. They didn't die. It's just when they got a divorce. And she has 3 ex-husbands, and then she has her resume, like her corporate resume. And then her 3rd gravestone says Queen of the Corporate Jungle, which I'm like, what a badass.
Evelyn.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And what a
I'm
choice.
obsessed.
What a choice.
Yeah. Big choice. I don't know if the ex-husbands were like, yeah, sure, put my name on your gravestone.
There's like a 4th ex-husband that's like, hey, what about
What
me?
about me? Or they're waiting to be the ex. They only get added after they're the ex.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Whoa. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, were
Yeah.
you just kind of interning at the cemetery and being like, wait a second, this is a really special thing I've kind of uncovered. I want to travel around and go for it.
Yeah, it started very organically. Like I was, working to become a librarian, ironically, out of all of this. And I took a class on like how social media works. And our capstone pieces, we had to go viral, which is like a very nebulous term, but we had to get 10,000 views on a fresh video. Like we had like 5 days to get 10,000 views on something, which I was like, that's impossible. And this was, before I was joined TikTok. So in my mind, I was like, you can't just do that. But on TikTok, you kind of can. So my professor had been like, you should make it about your cemetery internship. So I'd started posting every day about what's it like to intern at a
Oh,
cemetery.
that's so cool.
Good.
Which is really fun. Yeah, it was a good way
Good.
to like kind of explore. Like I love cemeteries, but I was very uncomfortable with death. I should say my parents are both ghost tour guides. And so I grew up going to a lot of different cemeteries as a kid, but like death itself was very scary to me. And so it's been my own way to like explore these topics. So the very first gravestone recipe, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I wonder what those cookies taste like. And then, just more and more. And then the family started reaching out and I started cooking with them. And yeah, I guess the rest is history.
That's so cool.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
And where did you grow up that your parents were ghost tour guides?
Yeah, a very normal profession. I grew up in Alexandria, Virginia, which is just outside of Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
And-
sister used to live there. It's a
Get
spooky
out.
place, dude.
Yeah.
It's a super spooky place. They freaking love their ghosts. There's all these
Yes.
like, ghost cats and like, like Old Town has so many ghost stories. So they like wander around every night. And, if you see people in like weird colonial garb, that's probably my mom and dad.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Very silly. But yeah, we love ghost stories in the Grant household.
Yes. I guess that's kind of a perfect lead into the one question we ask, which is, what do you believe in the paranormal, if anything at all?
Totally. Love that question. I think I myself am like a hopeful skeptic. But that being said, I think like I love ghost story podcasts because I feel like so often it's people who are like, I don't know what I believe or I'm open to it until you have that one experience. And
Yes.
like the house I grew up in as a kid in Northern Virginia, we didn't know this until so we moved into this house when I was like a little kid. I had two younger brothers. All three of us slept in the same bedroom. It was a two-bedroom house, so three kids, one room. And I would get these night terrors every single night. And my parents were always like, we don't know, like, did she watch something? And like, they were very careful about TV or did like someone at school tell me a scary story. But years after we moved into this house, we learned that the previous owner had been smoking a cigarette, put it down, took a nap, and died in the room. And so my parents have like over the years been like, maybe she was sensitive because like he had died in that room and they did not know that. So the kids' room was where someone had died a few years earlier in a very unfortunate circumstance. So that maybe had started things. And then, yes, with Betsy, my family has this crazy haunted doll story that we just would tell every Halloween. And it was like the Sally doll that we had that was like so spooky.
I think we should get into it.
Yeah,
we should. I love this story so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
That night, I like went to a Halloween party like right after, and I like shut everybody up, and I was like, "Listen to this story. I have to tell you,
nothing's more important than this. Listen,
yeah, I don't care what's going on in your personal lives. I got a spooky story. Let's
scary
go.
dolls. Okay,
scary
let's go.
doll. Enough said.
Scary dolls. I feel like I always get like, ooh. Okay, so this scary doll story. So my family is like Catholic, and we grew up in Virginia, and my aunt and uncle were like the most Catholic of us all. They went to church every day, and they were very involved with their local church. And because of that, they became friends with their local church exorcist, and he would come over and like. I was telling when I first told this with Betsy, most people don't know who their like local Catholic exorcist is. Like this isn't a public role. This isn't something that most people, but most dioceses like are connected to. And the way it was described to me is like there's only about like 150 of them in the U.S., specifically Catholic exorcists.
Yeah.
And usually what they do is a role of like if someone thinks they're possessed or there's some demonic thing. They investigate it, and 9 times out of 10 just recommend like psychiatric care, but every once in a while. And so anyways, the exorcist started coming to dinner about once a month at their house. And one day he brought gifts for all of my cousins. So the youngest one, Monica, who was about 2 or 3 at the time, she's my age now, but at the time 2 or 3, he brought her a Sally doll, which was this like late 80s, early 90s doll that when you lie her on her back, her eyes would close. It's like a magnetic thing.
Yeah.
But this doll was a little bit like weird. So like they would lie Sally on her back and her eyes would stay open. And like sometimes when she was just like sitting there, her eyes would like the eyelids would lower and like almost like she was blinking.
Ew.
And my aunt just started noticing really weird things with this doll. Like, like again, it's like a 2-year-old. So like there's only so many places a 2-year-old can like get to height wise and ability wise, but like she'd be cooking in her kitchen and look up and the doll Sally would be on top of her refrigerator.
Ew.
Or like right, like disgusting. And like
so
go
fucked
to
up.
her closet and like Sally would be on the top shelf of the closet, like places that a 2-year-old couldn't get to. And my aunt would get really mad at the older kids being like, stop taking your sister's stuff, it's not nice. And the kids kept being like, Mom, we're not touching her doll. And my aunt would be like, no, of course one of you are touched. Like, there's no other way that this doll could have ended up in these places. And so my aunt really got worried when my cousin, who was just learning how to talk, so she was like saying baby words, like a few words at a time, but her first full sentence was, Sally wants to run the show.
What?
Yeah.
What a funny first sentence.
An insane first sentence.
And using the term run the show is so funny.
So weird.
It's so creepy. And
not,
like, of course that's a haunted doll.
It's not a thing that kids say. Like none of those words make like,
That's not, it's just not what a 2-year-old would ever say.
Yeah. So like Sally had been one of her first words, which is like, or Sally or mama, dada, whatever. And then some of her other early on first sentences was, Sally doesn't like daddy. Sally wants mommy to go away. Like, again, these were like early childhood sentences of Monica. And like, my aunt was like, okay, I hate this. So when she said that Sally wants to run the show, she threw the doll into the trash can and was just like, I know it's her favorite doll, but I don't want anything to do with this. I don't like this. And so then, you know, she goes to bed, and the next day she gets up and goes to get Monica out of the crib, and Sally is back in the crib with her daughter. And at this point, like, she's like furious. She grounds all of the older kids. She's like, even if none of you are admitting to this, I know one of you is like playing with this doll or like trying to like stress me out. And they're so upset because like, and like now it's funny as adults, they're telling the story. They're like, yeah, mom, you grounded us and you blamed us. And like, it wasn't us. She was like, it had to have been one of you. So like, anyways, this goes on for like weeks, I think even a few months of just like weird stuff with the doll. And my aunt and uncle were just so upset about this. And eventually the exorcist comes back for dinner, and they're like had decided for themselves. They're like, we're tired. Like, we're making a big deal out of nothing. Like, you know, we have 4 kids. Surely this is all in our heads or whatever. And so they lightly mentioned to the exorcist being like, oh, you know, that Sally doll is, you know, causing a ruckus in the household. And he goes, oh, I should have told you. It was a used doll. I got her from one of my cases. And yeah. And they were like, excuse me? And he was like, well, so I was working with this family, and, you know, don't worry, the doll is blessed, but I was working with this family that had the need to call for an exorcist. And whatever the situation was, got so bad that they left their home and all of their possessions. Like, that's where they did the exorcism, where they'd been dealing with this thing. And they were just like, it was really so traumatic for all of them. They're like, we are leaving this house and all of our stuff. Like, we want nothing that's touched the situation. And like, while they were going out the door, they were like, feel free to grab something from the house if you want, because we're getting rid of everything. We want nothing to do with this. And like, his thought was like, well, I've already blessed it. So, I mean, why waste it?
They're leaving their whole house.
Their entire house and all their possessions.
And everything in it. Don't give it to a kid.
Yes. Exactly. So he walks through the house, and they had 2 little kids, and including a young daughter. And he walks into the kids' room, and on the daughter's bed was the Sally doll. And he thought, like, you know, my friends have these young kids. And so he picks up Sally, and that's what was given to my cousin. And he kept assuring them, like, don't worry, I blessed the doll. And my aunt and uncle just were like, are you kidding me? So my uncle just stands up at the dinner table, picks up the doll, gets into his car, drives across town, and drops it off at the local dump. And so, you know, they never saw Sally again, to their knowledge.
I got it. All we know is that Sally started it in the other house too.
Seriously,
right?
Like, we don't know.
Sorry,
exactly.
Marcy, I cut you off. I'm fired up at that.
I was
going to
say that's a stupid fucking exorcist.
Seriously,
it's crazy.
Gosh, yeah.
To take it from one. Also, I would have been like, here, take it back, dummy.
Yeah, we don't want it.
Like, I blessed it, sir.
Yeah,
if
I didn't do it good enough, sir.
I'm telling you,
pretty bad at it.
maybe bed bugs are the equivalent of demons, but if something had like, don't worry, I already checked it for bed bugs, I'd be like, I don't care, burn it. Like, don't. Yeah. I don't want.
Yeah, we don't need it.
A used toy, it's always asking for trouble.
That's crazy of him. I'm so mad at that man and the hubris. And honestly, I think the devil made him do it.
The devil definitely. He just drops off evil toys at every friend's house and then gets reinvited back to dinner.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, they're going to question me about that toy. And I'll get a free dinner.
I'm so lonely.
That story is so wild.
Yeah, and even like, again, the line Sally wants to run the show is like, every time I say it, I'm like,
ew.
Yeah, I needed that exorcist to do so much more work to just answer some questions, do some investigating.
Literally. Yeah. You watch one of the Warren movies and you're like, at least like punch a demon in the face. Why don't you?
Yeah, come
Come
on.
on. Behead the Sally doll. I don't care.
Yeah. Rip it off. That is
Rip it
so wild. Does your cousin remember anything about that time?
She doesn't in particular because she was so young, but like my
Yeah.
aunt definitely does.
Yeah.
And even like I was asking before we had done the Philosophical Research Society thing, I was asking my dad about it. I was like, what do you remember? And he's like, oh yeah, no, like this is exactly the story. And he had even driven to the local dump to visit where they dropped the doll off, like, a few months later when he was
Whoa.
visiting. And yeah, he was like, yeah, like I hope nothing comes crawling out of it. But he was like, I was so nervous when I drove up. I locked my car doors as if like Sally would come
She
crawling.
would hop into it.
I mean, I gotta tell
That's
you,
smart.
she is luring a lot of people places and getting
Yeah.
people to do stuff. So
Yeah. I don't know.
Ew. That's
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Creepy
wild.
Yeah. So that's my like first like early on. This was like the story that my family loves Halloween. So like my
Yes.
aunt would love to retell this story just because it's such a bonkers one. And then I'm like trying to think. So like we at Betsy, we had started talking about this, but the most recent thing that's actually happened since I now live in LA, since moving to LA, was we had a cursed ring situation. And it was like I know we had started talking about it.
Yes.
Basically my so my now fiance, this is not the cursed
Yeah.
ring. I just got engaged over the weekend in a cemetery, obviously.
Oh,
Yes.
My ring is not
romance.
cursed. Yeah, romance, exactly. It was really beautiful. But his mom has this diamond that it was basically her engagement ring and had come into the family. And so they his older brother and their, soon to be betrothed, were asking about it, being like, we have this family diamond, like maybe one of the kids could use it for a ring. And she's like, no one can use it. It's cursed. And we were like, I wasn't interested until she said it was cursed. And then I was like, okay, now I'm interested.
Now I need that diamond.
Now I really want to know. And so she basically it was like a lot of, it had been, through the family, many generations, and a lot of people who had been connected to it had died under very unfortunate circumstances. And just like the way that like family drama just gets passed down, each generation has a thing.
Yeah.
But she was putting a lot on it. And so she was like, no one can use it. It's locked in a safe where it won't hurt anybody. And I was like, oh, well, you should bring it to LA. Like, we have like witches here or something. Like, I'm sure we can get it uncursed. And she was like, okay, yeah, sure, let's do it. And so I texted another podcast person, Jack Wagner, who runs Otherworld. And I was like, Jack, do you know anyone who can uncurse an object? And he's like, I know a great pet psychic of all things.
Yes.
And he was like, I know a pet psychic who obviously can't uncurse your ring, but they probably know a lot of people. So I texted the pet psychic
Yes.
to be like, can you help me uncurse this ring? And she's like, I got you. So she gave me a bunch of like witches that mostly lived in Burbank. And like I spent
The
this one
Burbank Coven.
literally I spent a day going to all of these like witch places, like witch stores, and it was like such an experience. So like the very first one I went to, it was like the Coven of like Hecate, and they were so nice. It was a very like energetically intense place. When I walked in, everything is like floor to ceiling black, and the like head priest or whatever, when I was like, can you uncurse this diamond? He was like, yeah, so you're going to have to bring the whole family here, and we're going to spend 8 hours at the altar. And he showed me the altar, and it is this like dark cave room with this one glowing light that looks like a giant vagina. And like, he's like, you all have to sit here while we like pray the curse away for 8 hours. And I was like, there's no way that the mom is going to be down to do this. And she'll think it's recursed by like just going through this. So I was like, okay, no, thank you. I talked to a few other stores that actually I was calling them on the way, and they're like, we don't want to touch that. Do not bring that in here because we don't want a curse to get on our stuff. So like, please do not bring your cursed object here. And I was like, fair enough. And so I finally got connected to the Green Man in Burbank, and they were like, sure. They were like so chill. And so, anyways, all of this happens during the day. And that night, so the night that I was trying to uncurse the ring, James, my fiance now, get into the worst car accident. It is a 4-car pileup on the 405.
No.
It is so bad. It was like my car was like a tin can. Luckily, no one died. And we're all like, okay, now. But like, we were in the hospital, and his mom was like, I shouldn't have brought the ring.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was a full moon that night.
Whoa.
And we literally were like so physically like broken, but we like hold it up to the moonlight. Like, maybe
Not
we
a full
can start-
moon. No,
I know.
that
Yeah.
only intensifies stuff.
Oh,
Exactly.
no.
Exactly. So we eventually bring it. So the next day, everyone cancels because like his family had all flown in town and whatnot. And
Uh-huh.
2 people's flights were randomly like canceled. And so we were like, I was like, I think we should go like actually encourage, because we were like, maybe we should just cancel this appointment, whatever. And I was like, no, I think we should definitely go, because now I'm worried. I don't know if I
Right.
believed in it earlier, but now I'm like concerned. And so
Right.
we bring it to the witch, who ends up being a pet psychic. It came full circle in the end. So we went through
Whoa.
the motions and uncursed the ring, and the
And
rest is history.
It's uncursed. You
It's
feel
uncursed.
it's uncursed.
I think so. Yeah. The proposal
Wow.
happened. Very good vibes. Yeah.
Is
so
that the ring?
this is it's twin. So this is another
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Another diamond.
Whoa.
So those are my like 2 like big stories right now.
That's crazy.
Huge. Those are huge.
Yeah. Would you guys take
That-
a cursed ring? Would you or would you like undo if you had to?
I mean,
I mean, if I had one and I had to, I would make the moves to try to. But I'm with those other witches of like, I don't want to touch that.
Don't get
bring
it near me.
That's so freaky.
I'm such a nasty person. I would go see if I could trade it in at a jewelry store.
Oh yeah.
You're like that priest,
What can I
Marcy.
get for it?
You're
No-
just as dirty as that priest,
No, the
man.
priest thought he had done something. I would know exactly. And honestly, if you trade in a cursed ring, there's a possibility someone really wants it and it could get a
Yeah.
higher price.
Yeah. I think that's exactly. You go to one of those oddity stores, and the more cursed it is, the more people want to
Oh,
buy it with
yes.
their mummies or whatever.
Yeah, Zach Baggins would be like, I need that.
Oh my
cursed
gosh,
for
bring
my
it to
museum."
Vegas.
Yes, yeah.
Have y'all been to that museum?
I have
Yes.
not, but Betsy.
Yes, I have.
Do you think you got cursed by going to it?
No, but when they made you sign everything, I feel there was one room where I was like, I'm not walking in there, because they made a big deal about like, just so you know, people like get sick when they walk in here, and I was like, I don't need to do
I
that.
don't need that.
Oh
then.
shit!
But they like make you like sign stuff to be like just in case.
If you do get cursed, you can't sue us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot sue us if you get cursed at Zach Baggins Museum.
Also, you can't sue us because judges are reasonable.
Yeah. Those won't work anymore. Judges will be like, "Heck yeah, you're cursed."
You cursed. You
Yeah,
deserved
sorry, you're
it.
cursed. That's it.
Now, I meant it when I said that is romance, that someone would propose in a cemetery, especially if they know that's like what you like. And it made me think of
Yeah.
famously on Vanderpump Rules, Stassi Schroeder got engaged in a cemetery.
Wait, get out. Oh, I haven't seen that episode.
Wait, what season? I don't think I have either.
It's
I've
when-
watched it all.
When
With
Bo and Stassi, and maybe it wasn't on camera that he proposed, but then they had a party after.
Great.
What cemetery did they do?
It has to be one around here, you know.
Yeah.
Like a Hollywood Forever or something.
Yeah, he proposed.
Oh, that is cool.
Because, you know, Stassi is a macabre queen.
Oh my gosh. I started watching it after the like Scandival and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So I gotta go on some backlog because that is awesome.
Well, and then
Yes.
the Witches of
She's
WeHo.
funny.
They had they called themselves the Witches of WeHo. It was Katie, Kristen,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Stassi, and they had a wine like brand, the Witches
Oh
of
my gosh.
WeHo.
Yeah.
And then after Scandival, you remember, you probably saw the episode where Kristen
Yes.
Doty goes to Ariana, and they had and that's Tom was her ex as well.
Oh,
and so
yes.
she did this like like ritual with Ariana, and let me tell you,
Mhm.
if it works,
She's doing pretty well.
Ariana truly, that like her trajectory of success
Yeah.
has been like, not that it's undeserved, but just so like
Magical.
so
Yeah.
magical. Absolutely. And I was like, I guess Kristen Doty is an actual
Is in
witch.
fact a witch.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Also, that makes me now want to go to Katie's sandwich shop, knowing there might be like a magical something in that mayonnaise. Like,
Yeah.
there's
yes.
something going on in
They
it.
have an aioli that will bless you.
No Sally dolls allowed in here.
No
No.
Sally dolls, no way.
So
Damn.
when did your parents start doing ghost tours? Were you young when they started, or
I was a little older. I mean, growing up, we didn't travel a ton. We would like go camping and stuff, but we would always go to ghost tours, like whenever we went to like other,
Yes.
up and down the East Coast for the most part. And so we grew up going to a lot of them, and they both worked for the government, so this was their post-government jobs. So I would say in the last like maybe 8 years they've been doing it. And they both love history, and they love like walking around and talking to people. So it's kind of an
Yeah.
ideal like retirement job. Like, I think I want to do that too.
It
And then
sounds like
you're
such a fun move at like
Right?
retire and then just be like, I'm just giving ghost tours.
Yeah.
This rules.
Right? I could see. Well, hopefully you two will be just podcasting until like even from the grave. But like, I could see y'all
Ooh.
being fantastic ghost tour guides.
Oh.
I would
Yeah, how
forget-
do we figure that out? We got to get somebody to be like, okay, you have to have a seance
Yeah.
for every episode, and we'll pop up and be like, "Hey."
I was gonna say
From a Ouija board.
I would
Yeah, Ouija board.
I would give incorrect information. Be like, I think I remember this. Like, yeah. I got this. And they're like, that's not
Sure,
what that
sure.
factory was, Marcy.
Hey.
You're like, sell the cursed ring.
Have you always like believed in ghosts and stuff? Or I guess you said you were kind of a hopeful.
Oh, bull skeptic.
Yeah.
I think like right now I'm reading about like, so I work at UCLA and I love reading like academic perspectives. Like I think they've gotten rid of a lot of them, but it's like the academic pursuit of ghost hunting. So I'm reading
Yes.
a book on hauntology right now, and which is like a Derrida terminology. So I love the like exploratory like what is going on, like what is out there.
Yes.
So many people have so many experiences and cool stories. That being said, I know like a lot of like my rational brain during the daytime is like, oh, I want ghosts to exist. I really don't know, like I don't know if I've ever seen like evidence, but golly, at 1 a.m. if I wake up and hear a noise, I'm like, it's a ghost. It's definitely a ghost. There's no way it's not a ghost.
Isn't that so funny of like just losing that rationale? I don't know if it's because we're sleepy or it is nighttime or it's just like that has to be a ghost.
Yeah.
There's no way there's any other explanation.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I have cats, I'm always like, that's cats. And if it's
Thank
not,
God.
they're going to get me.
Yeah.
Whatever it
It's
is.
either cats or a murderer. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Also, I
Whatever.
don't know what it is. I'm in a phase in my life right now where I am forgetting to lock doors so much. Almost
Marcy.
and I shouldn't. Well, luckily, I don't think
Don't
people
say
know.
this.
Well,
People are looking at your background right now.
I'm
we
not
don't even
posting
we
a
don't
lot.
even
I
post
do
this.
Googling.
I
We're
do right up.
looking.
No, I'm doing right up my nostrils content. No one's seeing anything else.
They'll know from what's up there. They'll be like,
They're
well,
like,
that
that
looks a
paint
little like
chip.
pollen.
That
Yeah, that
boogie.
paint chip.
That's a boogie, and I know exactly what street that boogie comes from. But like, I'll wake up with doors unlocked, and I'm like, God damn, I would never ever do this before. Or
Could be a ghost.
my car, I'm like, I guess I don't even know how to lock my car because
Wow.
almost every day I'm like, well, it's not locked. How did I do that again?
Marcy.
Could be a ghost. Who knows?
Could be a ghost.
A ghost is trying to. So, do you think either of your places are haunted or has any vibes?
Not this place
No.
for sure.
No. Hard no.
Please no.
No.
We have a weird light that blinks a lot.
No way.
And I would like replace the lamps and put it in different plugs and it still like blinks and we'll just kind of be like looking at it. And I'll just kind of whisper like, leave me alone if anybody's there.
Please don't come
But
show
I
yourself.
don't think so. Yeah, please don't ever show yourself. Just
Yeah.
leave us alone.
I've lived in haunted places before.
Really?
But
How did
Yeah.
you know?
Because I had experiences. Yeah, like
no.
yeah, in college I had
And
one.
multiple people.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, both of my haunted places have like at least 3 or more people had experiences in those places.
Shit. That's undeniable. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In college, let's see, Kat, Abby, 5 of us, and then in the place where Nicole Milheiser, our other friend, so yeah, 5.
Slago, yeah. Our son was
Wow.
house sitting that apartment and some shit went down.
Yeah.
Oh my
Isn't that
gosh.
nuts?
That is so bad. Because you want to be like, no, it's the cats or it's an old house. But when that many people, you're like,
Or it's like
Okay.
it's you. Something's going on with you.
Right.
But
yeah.
honestly, glad that other people have had the experiences because I'm like, that's probably staying at that place. Probably not following
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
No
it
way,
likes
no
it
way.
there too much. I'm doing because this is the librarian in me. I'm trying to make a guide to like how to research if your house is haunted or not, and so like how to look up the
Cool.
history because like I live not too far from UCB Theater, and so it's like kind of an older part of Hollywood. And there's some old buildings that are like over 100 years old, and our building used to be a motel, and it got converted into apartments, and I'm like.
Yes.
I only have vibes in my closet. I have a walk-in closet that I get super weird vibes about. And so I'm like trying to figure out how to research of like the history of a place of like,
Yes.
I'm like, it's a motel. Of course something weird happened here.
A motel in Hollywood. I mean,
Yes.
a motel anywhere, but like,
Yes.
especially Hollywood is just like some stuff.
Weird
went down.
stuff went down.
I do think that area has like a few places that were old hotels,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
that makes
Scientology is over 100 years old. And that one already, I mean, it
Yeah.
was like a regular hotel before they took it over. And
Man,
then
I wish it was still a cool hotel.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
you
like
can
a
fun
stay.
bar.
Betsy, you can stay there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quit. You're always inviting me to the brunches there.
Come.
Leave me alone.
You'll
Yeah, you
love
don't
it.
do jazz brunch
I
there?
don't want to.
And then there's
no.
a film I want to show you right after.
I'm telling you, I don't want to. And then a test I have to take. I don't want to
Yeah.
take that test.
By
I don't wanna
going
take it.
clear, you turn into a ghost. That place is totally haunted, but not in that fun way.
yeah.
Yeah. So that building was built by the same. It's diagonal across the street. There's these like fancy apartments that are like a little taller than UCB. They're made by the same architect and the same family
Yes.
built them. And like, I'm like, there's something that weird went down there, I bet. So I'm trying to
Oh.
figure out like, yeah, anyways, so much weird history.
I think Franklin Avenue in general has a lot of weird vibes about it.
Yes.
It runs through basically all of Hollywood, Franklin Avenue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like there's the Jaws house, which was owned by
That doctor.
the doctor.
What doctor?
Sorry.
Who I'll say I think he's the Black Dahlia killer.
Oh my gosh.
Have you walked by the house?
No,
It's
now I
at
need
Normandy
to.
and Franklin.
His name
Oh
is
yeah, I know exactly the street.
Dr. George Hodel, and he
Hodel.
lived in the Jaws house at one point.
Oh my gosh, did y'all just solve another mystery on this
Well,
one episode?
I mean, his granddaughter, or is it his great granddaughter?
His
uh,
son.
Well, but also
Is a
there was
detective.
a podcast
shoot.
called the podcast that was called Root of
What
All
was it?
Evil.
Oof.
Oh, I heard about this one. Yes.
And that's a granddaughter, I believe. And maybe her uncle is the one who was the detective who wrote a book about it.
Must have been that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's a
Gosh,
wild
look at you.
podcast. It's pretty messed up.
Dang. Yeah, that's sometimes like it's funny with ghost stories too, where you're like, this is fun, and then you get to a point where you're like, dang, this is pretty scary.
Yeah, okay,
yeah, and
so-
like it's rooted in something really messed up, and you're like, oh no.
Yes, I mean, of course,
Not
that's
fun.
But
that
of
makes
course.
sense. Like so much, like we don't even give trigger warnings because it's like, well, bad stuff happened usually if we're
Yeah.
getting here to where we're landing.
Yeah.
Also, the podcast is called Root of Evil. So many trigger warnings about
Yeah.
all the things that you could think that are awful, and it's an 8-part documentary series from the sisters who were great granddaughters of George Hodel. So his son did also write a book about it.
Yeah.
So.
And was on Ghost
Wow.
Adventures being like, I'm pretty sure my dad did it.
I don't need a ghost to tell me.
They make a very compelling, very, very, very compelling case. Also, it's a fucking scary house they grew up in.
I'm walking past this house as soon as we get off of this
Yes.
podcast.
It's called
what is it? Frank Lloyd Wright. Frank Lloyd Wright?
It's
or Frank Lloyd
it's a
Wright
Soden.
Jr.?
It's a John Soden house.
Yes, I know that house.
Yes,
Dang.
yeah, it was.
And it's different than the murder house because there's a house on Google Maps called like the murder house.
Yes.
Up
Which I think
Glendower,
just
yes.
got bought
Oh, someone
a
wanted
couple
that.
of months ago or something.
Wow.
It was,
Someone really wanted a murder
A
house.
lot's happening in Hollywood.
And yes, you're correct though that it is a residence built in 1926 by Lloyd Wright, not Frank, by Lloyd Wright.
By Lloyd Wright.
One of the sons.
Mhm.
Would either of you live in a house that you know someone had died in?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
Usually
know.
cheaper.
Well, I mean, just out here, actually, Frank Lloyd Wright is Lloyd Wright, guys. I didn't know that.
What?
I
Wait, he
didn't-
went by Lloyd Wright too?
He was Frank Lloyd Wright Jr., commonly known as Lloyd Wright. I'm learning so much, you guys. This is why I have to Google while I talk, because like I said, I'm wrong a lot.
But that's still his son, right? Frank Lloyd Wright Jr.
Junior, correct.
is Lloyd
Because all of his
Wright.
sons
Okay.
went into architecture too.
They were great at it. They were so
Yeah.
fucking good at it. But I was saying about living in a house where someone died. It's just like that, like the luxury that we think we could live somewhere where no one had died.
No one had died.
What about
yeah.
though, like a horrific, brutal murder?
Like a murder. Yeah. Or
Like-
someone smoking cigarettes and
Or
then fell
someone smoking
asleep.
cigarettes and falling asleep.
Yeah.
Well, how relaxing are cigarettes? They just
True. True.
put you right to sleep.
Yeah.
That was a common
Yeah.
way to die. I feel like at some point, like you hear
Yeah.
lots of stories
Honestly?
about people falling asleep smoking a cigarette. I was like, I literally have never smoked a cigarette where I wasn't standing up outside of a bar.
Yeah.
I was feeling my best when I was doing that.
Chain smoking
Wide
in New York
awake.
City. Yeah.
Yeah. I think not to say that I'm not much of a vibes person, but I have a friend who's like, she like picks up on like she'll walk into a place and like yes or no. So I think like
Yeah.
if something really bad happened in a place, because like I would assume if it's old enough, something happened to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd bring her in, not tell her. And if she picked up on something, then I'd be like, nope, don't want it. But if she was like, yeah, it feels good in here, like then like I one time took her, we went to a wedding in St. Louis and I wanted to go to this very haunted mansion that like had brunch at it. And I just told her it was like a historic mansion, but there was a story about a little boy who comes and like he was very unfortunately mistreated there, but like he would hide out in the dining room and like touch people's legs. And so like I know it was really creepy, but I knew this. She didn't know this. So she got lunch with me and she kept swiping at her legs and she's like, is there a cat in here? And she was doing the whole meal. And I was like, oh, like I in my mind, I was like, oh no, that's so weird. No, there's no cat. Must be dust or something like that. Like I gaslit her just because I'm like, she's gonna lose it if she hears it while she's here. So I told her afterwards. But like she was just fully like, she kept being like, what is touching my leg? And I was like, girl.
Oh
So I would make-
my God.
Yeah, I know. And I didn't feel anything. So like,
Yeah.
like the whole time I was just like, my eyes were like getting bigger and bigger watching her. So I would make her walk through my future house to be like, yeah, you know, any weird feelings?
Yeah, I feel like
That's smart.
we know plenty of people that we could send in to
Vibes.
walk around and see if they felt anything.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Just kind of
Yeah,
like
I think so.
the what is it, canaries kind of.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Also, much like that exorcist, I have a bit of hubris where I'm like, I think I can protect myself from stuff.
Like I'll be fine.
I'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Do either of you
just,
ever
like,
do that?
I want to get out of here. I don't need to be anywhere near that.
There's a scary story. No,
Wait.
thank you.
Betsy, have
No.
you looked up your house to make sure no one ever died in your home?
No.
Because there's a
I didn't look
website where
that up.
you can look it
I'm
up.
not
Hide in
getting any
house?
vibes that somebody. Wilma.
Wilma.
I'm not feeling anything, so I don't need to.
Yeah,
I
Wilma
feel once I
definitely
look it
thinks
up,
there's a
it might
ghost.
be like, okay, yeah, Wilma's seeing all the ghosts right now. Shoot.
I mean, because you could find out, and then all of a sudden it doesn't change a thing, though. Maybe it doesn't
That's-
change a thing.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe
I don't know.
not.
Have you, Rosie? Have you been to like psychics and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only been to one psychic, Wendy, who was on Otherworld as well. So I was my like intro to a lot of this stuff was this Otherworld podcast, which is just it's kind of like This American Life. People just tell their ghost stories.
Yes.
It's kind of like y'all's podcast. People just tell good stories. And he had featured this psychic who basically and I don't think I particularly ever like resonated with psychics. I was always like, oh, like they're looking for information that they can just kind of feed back to you or whatever, as like kind of had been my sense of things. But with her, she basically like someone in LA had, just done a random reading with her, and she sits down and she's like, get on a plane right now and fly to Florida because your stepmom is trying to kill your dad. Like that is what the psychic, no information, no, like, hey, I'm feeling weird about my stepmom. The girl sits down thinking she's going to be like, oh, I see. You'll find love in your future. Whatever. No, she just goes, get on a plane right now because your stepmom's about to kill your dad. And she did it. What? And in fact, her dad was comatose, which she didn't know this. And her stepmom had been poisoning her dad and was like feeding it to him and had been slowly changing documents into her name. So now is in this huge legal battle, and like they saved the dad, they got him out, they got him hospitalized, but like he was about weeks away from like death's door. And so it was crazy. So I was like, I mean, even if like I don't even know what that is, I want to know what this person is like. So I booked with Wendy, and she has I literally went to kind of also in she's like Sherman Oaks area. I had to book her a year in advance because she doesn't take that many sessions. She like generally she like has her own thing going on. This is just like a side thing she'll do. So a year in advance, and I sat down, and again, like my partner made the booking, so she didn't have any of my information, so she couldn't have like Googled me. I don't even know how she would have Googled me, to be honest. But when we sat down, she just immediately just starts talking, and she's like, she didn't ask me any questions. She was just like, you've been thinking a lot about your friend who died, which is true. When I moved to LA, I was in like a little bit of a darker place, a little bit of homesick and missing home. And I had this friend who died in college, and I was waking up thinking about her every single day. And she was like, it's the friend who died who was going to become a teacher. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Because that was like the track that she was on. We were English majors together. And she was like, she just starts talking about her. And I was like, and she's like, she wants you to be okay. Like, you need to start prioritizing yourself, blah, blah, blah. And it was so specific. I like started crying while she was saying this, because I was like, how could you have like, I don't even talk to like anybody about this. Yeah. And she like knew all these details about her. And like, it was so like, this is like my one big death that I've just been like very resonating with recently. Yeah. And so in any case, it was, and then she went on to say all these other things. She talked about my dad a lot. My dad's had a lot of health stuff. And she's like, your poor dad, he's trying so hard. He needs to drink more water. Yes, he does. Yep. He's like, yeah, he's made a lot of mistakes and he's really trying. And my dad has been in and out of incarceration for most of my life. And I was like, yeah, he has. And like, she was just like, it was so specific. And then it was an insane session. So I don't know if have either of you done a psychic session with anybody?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Was it good? What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I feel like even sometimes when I feel like they're bad, then like later I'll be like, no, actually there were a few things. And then the great, really bad one in New Orleans that I was like, she literally
was so funny.
told me and all my friends the exact same thing. Like 7 women, we waited, and you told all 7 of us the same thing.
The exact same thing.
It came true for one of us out of the 7, but 1 in 7, it's
out
like
of 7.
You're gonna have a boy and a girl. Like that was like the rating. I was like, well, most of us aren't having any kids. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're like a boy and girl cat. Like,
yeah, I got them.
Because then,
that's so weird. And where the first person was like, oh my gosh, amazing. And then by the third person, you're like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
It wasn't until like every time we walked outside, we'd be like, what'd she tell you? And we'd be like, the same thing.
Okay, now that's actually very fun. I'm back onto this lady.
I think it's so funny.
I wonder what she's up to now. At the time, she was the oldest astrologer in New Orleans, so I can't imagine she's still alive.
You never know. You never know.
Look her up.
Doing it from beyond, who knows?
She's like, whatever. I'm too exhausted to really do this.
And then Betsy, have you gotten a reading before from anybody?
Yes, I did it with what's it called again, Marcy?
The
That
guiding
lady.
circle.
Guiding Circle with
Yes.
Carolyn
That?
Swift.
Whoa.
Another where it was like I did it deep in the pandemic, and it was like you had to reserve your spot like a year ahead. And we had
that's so
mutual
cool.
friends who did it and were like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
She does like past live stuff,
Whoa.
current stuff. And there was it was very fun. And there were a couple of personal things one really big thing that she like really nailed. And I was
whoa.
okay, you're good.
You're like, I was definitely a dog in my past life. That is-
Yes.
wow. Did you
Arf.
feel? Yeah. Woof.
Woof, woof. All right.
Were there any things that for either, obviously for the New Orleans psychic, were there either of you get other things where you were like, okay, well, I don't know about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've like, even just at like Halloween events or something, I'm like, I'll pay $20 to see
Sure.
this psychic. And, just saying all the wrong stuff. Of just like, which is also like fine,
Yeah.
I don't, whatever, I'm still giggling, but just like, I saw one this past year at like, what was it? I don't know, some Halloween thing. And, she kept talking to me about how I work in like finance. And I was just like,
Oh,
no,
that's
I
awesome.
don't.
Also,
But like with all the confidence, just being like, okay, it's gonna be a little tough, but then your career in finance is gonna really take off. And I was
what's
like,
so
okay.
funny about that to me is that if I was like, okay, this woman's walking up to me. I'm looking at her, what she's wearing. I'm looking at the J. Crew pants. I'm looking at I'm looking at Betsy's got a shirt and it's got like
Kind of a
California
cartoon.
raisins on it or something. I'm looking at her. I'm
Ooh.
like, finance. That Betsy works in finance.
Wall Street.
It's screaming finance.
Top.
Yeah, a bank.
That's a finance
She
top
is-
knot.
Just thinking numbers all day long.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So silly.
I had a psychic one time who was like, "You're very close to dolphins," and I was like, "What do you mean?"
Oh.
And she's like, "I can just tell. Like, do you love the water?" And I was like, "I mean, I like taking showers." And she was like, "Have you ever resonated with dolphins?" And I was like, "Not particularly. Like maybe Lisa Frank folders."
I was gonna
in
say,
grade
yes.
school.
we all had a Lisa Frank. Yeah.
Dolphin folder. At
Yeah.
some
That's
point.
what
I
she's
was like,
banking on. Of like,
Yeah.
everybody had Lisa
she's like,
Frank.
and that's what I meant.
And
That's
there
it.
we go.
I knew it was something. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that was one of the ones where I'm like, okay, I'll just keep smiling through it. Like,
Yeah,
definitely.
just kind of like, oh, okay, great. I'll
Yeah.
remember that.
A friend of our show, Adela Levine, is a psychic,
Yeah.
and I had her do
She's awesome.
readings at a birthday party of mine. Like that was sort of like,
So
Yes.
sick.
and she was great and
She
also
was excellent.
intense. I was like, I made people cry at my birthday.
Wow. They'll never forget your birthday though. That is
No.
so powerful too. Ending your year with their own like special memory. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yes.
And
Dang.
Yeah, she was great.
I told her in that one, I was like, well, she was like, do you want to do intuitive or a mediumship? And I was like, I don't really need, I was like, if anyone wants to talk to me, they can. She was like, be careful.
Wow.
Be careful saying that. And then I had like a lot of issues that week with like, I was like, oh, I have people in my house.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that wild?
I just could like smell my aunt and then I would smell my grandmother. And then I was like, you guys, I'm so happy you're here. You actually can't scare me though. Like I really don't want to see you. I'm so sorry. And then
Get out.
days later, my mom was like, I think your aunt came to the house this week.
my
And I was like,
God.
that's my fault.
My bad.
My bad.
Sorry, Mom. Brought
Yeah.
her out at my birthday.
Yeah.
And she had to visit everybody.
Well, I guess because I kicked her out. So she was like, where else can I go?
That is, I just got chills from that. That is wild.
Why?
Like,
It's so nuts.
oh my
It was so
gosh.
crazy to smell her though, because people just
Yeah.
have such a specific smell for you. 'Cause
Yes.
especially you grew up with them and like
Yeah.
you just know what they smell like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you hit the nose hits, and then you're like, whoa, where am I?
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
like going back to the recipes, it's like not only does it make you think of them, but you literally are taken back to the taste of like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and the smell and everything. It like really
All your
strikes.
senses.
Mhm.
Yeah. It reminds me of like the Ratatouille movie at the very end when like the kind of bad guy antagonist eats the bite and he gets transported back to his childhood.
Yes.
Like mom's making him the Ratatouille, and like as all the families have been talking about like missing their person, it is exactly that. It's the smells,
Oh,
it's like the sight of something, the taste of something, and like your senses dropping into a memory. It's so
Yeah.
powerful.
and smell is so powerful.
Yeah.
Where it'll just like hit you in the face and be like, "Whoa, kindergarten." Uh-oh.
Yeah, Betsy, your smell is
Whoa.
so powerful.
My smell? Oh no. Do I
Oh my
smell
gosh,
like
Betsy's
shit,
in the
Marcy?
room with us.
Oh no.
I knew you were coming in the house.
You have to let me know if I smell.
Only good smells.
I think you know what? I think nothing could be harder and more kind to do to a friend than to say, "You smell."
Yeah. I know your smell.
Oh no, to be like, "You smell bad." Like
Oh,
you
mhm.
smell very
that's true
bad.
too.
I think
I know.
I think it would break some friendships.
It
I
might, or they
know.
might just embrace it. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm stinky.
That's me. I'm stinky. I feel that was a lot of college kids who were like trying to be hippies, being like, "Hey, sorry, that's just me now." And it's like, "Don't do this to us." Come on.
50 years from now, like
Stop it.
you smell their smell in a room and they're like, it's the ghost of the
Yeah.
like
Oh,
Stinky
no.
Pete, whatever.
Stinky Pete.
He's haunting
Pete.
us.
Um,
Dang.
do you have time to listen to one of our listener stories?
I would love to. Oh my gosh, this has been
Yes.
my this is what I
Yes.
love to listen to on y'all's podcast. So yes.
All right, here we go.
So, Marcy and Betsy, I just had a very strange thing happen. I still feel very funny about it. I don't even know whether or not I should document it, but I the fact that I'm even contemplating it, I'm like, no, I definitely have to call them. This is literally, I'm having a funny feeling. So, I'm in my bedroom, and I was going into my bathroom to go grab a towel to take a shower, and when I went in there, it felt like to my right, I felt like there was suddenly someone there. And it was like I felt this weird, like, it's hard to describe. Like, my eyes got really sensitive, and almost like there was a like a ringing in my head really quickly, just really quickly, and my eyes just like suddenly felt really sensitive, and it all happened really quick, and then it stopped, and I just felt weird. I just felt odd. And it felt like I had something to my right as soon as I came in, and it was just suddenly gone. So I turned around, like, no, there's definitely nothing in here. And as I was leaving, it's like a kind of like a zigzag. I come out through the bathroom into my bedroom, and I turn left, and there's the door. And then I turn right typically, and I take a U-turn, and I go down the hallway. On the floor, suddenly, was a button. This button has my friend Caitlin Dunbar. Her face was on it. She passed away in 2004 from lymphocytic leukemia, and we had raised money in a foundation for her that year, and this button was a memory of her, and it had a picture of her on the button. And so I have that near this little shrine that I have, where I light a candle for her and for my great aunt Bon, who passed away in 2020, and my cat, and a friend of mine, who's actually my brother's friend, who I got to know. So it's just like a little shrine. I've got this candle there, but the button has always just sat there. And though I do have a cat, the cat was with my boyfriend. I checked with him. I said, the cat did not come back here, right? And he said, no, he's been with me. They were playing out in the living room. So between me coming into the bedroom, going back to the bathroom, seeing and feeling the thing, coming back out here, and suddenly the button being on the floor in the doorway, like face down, and the cat didn't come back here. What was that? And like saying it still freaking me out. Oh boy, don't shit your pants out there, guys.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Wow.
Friend visiting, I think. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I say I don't believe in ghosts during the daylight, but boy, that guy experienced something. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. And it makes me think of like the physical feelings of it, sort of like, this is so dumb, but you know how in Buffy the movie, the Vampire Slayer movie, she
Go
like
on.
gets menstrual cramps when the vampires are near?
Yes. Yes.
That's like her thing. She's like,
Her sign.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, that's the Slayers have that. But it's like that you would have a physical feeling about, especially in your head, about like your third eye being open or your
Yes.
being intuitive or something like that. Sort of tracks. Yeah.
Totally. And especially that it started in the shower, which feels like a very like you're like for me, I feel it's like a place where I feel very vulnerable and like maybe
Yes.
more open and sensitive. And
Yep.
so for the like nostalgic feeling to start there and just carry forward, like, oh man, that is wild.
Also, the idea that you're like covered in a conduit,
Yeah.
Like
Whoa.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like water is
Whoa.
running over you.
Shit.
and
Maybe that's why there's so many damn bathroom ghosts. How dare they?
Moaning Myrtle
Leave
all
us
about
alone, Moaning Myrtle.
You know what's really funny? I have a thing about leaving my toilet lid open, and
Oh.
like I think it's bad feng shui. And it
Mm.
maybe that's not true, but I feel like it's bad to have like energy suck literally in the in your house. So I don't like when people leave it up. And I'm like, you guys do this at your house? You just let the toilet seat stay up, huh, guys? Seems
Anything
bad.
could just pop out.
Could be.
I just learned my lesson because I threw a ball for Wilma in our living room, and my bathroom was like right off the living room. Teeniest little crack, ball
Oh, no.
went through, and I was like, "Huh, where is it?" And like Wilma, I had to like open the door for Wilma because she wouldn't force it, and it landed in the toilet.
Bathroom vortex.
And
it took
usually
it.
I have the lid down on the toilet, but I was just like,
the toilet
think it would-
demon like wanted to play.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
also I lived in New York for a while and I saw like I heard tell of like rats crawling up in toilets. And then I've seen like a video of a snake crawling up. It's like, leave that lid down.
No, Marcy. Okay, it's down. It's always down.
Yeah, don't put a mirror facing your bed and don't have a toilet seat up.
Oh no,
That-
I have
that
both
I-
of
yeah.
those.
Oh, no.
I'm looking at my mirror right now.
Is it facing
I have a
your
mirror
bed?
on my
It
toilet.
is, and my toilet's open now too.
Like, can you wait? Can you see your mirror when you're in bed? Like your face. Like if you,
I
you
can see myself in bed.
Is it by the
Oh,
head of
no.
your bed or?
It's it's like a sliding closet door.
You
so like,
can't help that.
oh no,
It's nothing. It's
Oh,
a California
no.
special.
Yeah, they love a sliding mirror door. here in
Everyone's
California.
cursed.
I don't know if they have
Everybody's
it.
cursed.
Yeah, is this happening other places in the world? Because California, Los Angeles is like, guess what, guys? Your mirror is on your sliding closet door, and it's gonna
Yeah,
constantly
yeah.
get off track. And
Yeah, you don't have enough troubles with fires and earthquakes and stuff. You need what is it? What's the thing with mirrors anyways? It's like your soul would be stolen or something like that.
I don't know.
I
It's
feel
like
there's a
portal.
bunch of different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of however you want to mess with it.
Yeah.
But it's not
It'll
good.
do it.
Yeah,
It's
Also,
not
like an open-
good.
It's just you don't need to see yourself when you're waking up.
It's just for the jump scare of yourself.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, God.
That's me.
Oh, yeah. All right.
No. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Spooky. Man, did this spark anything in you? Any other stories? Just I don't want to leave this podcast if something else popped into your mind.
Oh gosh,
No pressure.
I'm trying to think
I just
of any like mirror stories or anything,
Or even-
yeah,
your friends coming to your showers or whatever. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't feel rushed out of this.
oh
you know.
my gosh. you're the best. I was gonna say ending on that was such a beautiful story. I will say, and I do have like one final story that has
Yeah.
it doesn't have anything to do with anything, and I don't even know what to do with this story. It's something that I haven't told to anyone before, so because I think I'm afraid of being laughed at.
A world premiere?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yes.
maybe the cat from his story and like weird stuff like that, things moving around is what inspired me. Have you guys had cryptid stories on your podcast?
Not enough.
Yeah, we've had a couple.
Not enough,
We're
though.
always like, please more.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm gonna have to go back and listen to those because I love a good cryptid story. In Los Angeles too, we have lots of spooky cryptids, but I have a Mothman story. Do y'all know Mothman?
Yes.
We've never heard any firsthand or even secondhand moth because the only ones I can think of is the bridge collapse and
The bridge collapse. Well,
Yeah.
so my same friend who's sensitive, we and who we went to the spooky house and she thought the kid was touching her leg or
Yes.
whatever. So basically we went camping in West Virginia near Point Pleasant, which is where the Mothman bridge collapse happened. And so for like people who know the Mothman like cryptid story, basically like the story is like this kind of around like Spider-Man and all these like radioactive people, creature things coming out that look like a man, but also like had like a, I don't know, bug head or something. And so some people one night in the like 70s thought they saw this giant thing flying in the sky. And like, it was things like doctors and like a few firefighters and a nurse. So it
Yes.
wasn't just like random people coming out of a bar. These were like people doing their jobs, all happened to come across
Yes.
the same big thing. And it looked like a giant person with wings flying around Point Pleasant. And then, a few years later, the bridge collapsed, this very famous giant bridge collapsed. A bunch of people died and people blamed this Mothman. And so the area now has like gone through iterations of thinking that they have Mothman in the woods. And it's just this
Yes.
giant person with glowing red eyes. And so my dad told me stories of Mothman when I was like a little kid and I grew up in Virginia, which wasn't too far away. And so during the pandemic, we went camping down in Point Pleasant. And the very first night, so it was a group of 4 girls and we're camping in the woods and it was like early spring. So there were no other people at the campsite, which we kept being told there's no other people at your campsite.
Yeah.
And so, for whatever reason, we're at the farthest away campsite. So we're like at the very back of the woods, like leading up into like the forested area. And all of the girls had to go to the bathroom at one point. And I stayed by the fire and like, the bathroom was like 20 minutes walking. It was hilariously far away in the dark
no.
woods. And like,
Wouldn't work
West
for
Virginia-
Betsy.
would not work for,
Not one bit.
no.
Not one bit.
I feel the same. It was like, this is inherently, we're driving 3 hours back up north because this is.
Yes. Yeah, I can't do this. I cannot do this.
Yeah, no, thank you. And in the woods, so like on the edge of where I could see in the campfire, I heard this like chattering noise, and it was like one gigantic bug. It was like the sound of like your teeth, like your back teeth clicking, and it was really loud, and it was just at the edge of the periphery that I could see from the campfire, and it was moving up and down, and it was like very close, and it was so loud, and I was like, what is that weird? And West Virginia is like foliage and bugs are not that different from Virginia. So I was like, I can't believe there's a bug I've never heard before. Like, what a weird noise. And the next day when we went whitewater rafting in the area, people kept a lot of people, and this is where people kind of get into question with what happened later, but we would go into like a bar and people would be like, oh, you're the girls at campsite 12. And we were like, how do y'all know that? And they're like, well, because, small town, we just know there's a group of girls coming in. They're the only ones at the campsite.
Horrifying.
And it happened horrifying.
Yeah, this is a horror
there's
movie.
ladies in them
Crazy.
woods.
Yeah, literally. And then it happened at 2 more places. We like stopped for coffee, we stopped for food, and they're like, oh, you're the girls at campsite 12. And we were like, how do you know that?
What?
That's so uncomfortable. And anyway, so like that was happening. And then that night we were like, no, those guys being creepy, whatever. We go to bed. We're in 2 different tents, like 2 of us per tent. And then in the middle of the night, I feel my tent being lifted up because my friend I was on an air mattress and the air mattress deflated and she rolled over and it flipped our whole tent over. So like we are like flying in the air and she's like, oh, sorry about my air mattress. And she then drags it off to the bathroom to reflate it. So she's gone for like over an hour. I rewrite the tent and then maybe like a half an hour later, I hear a scream from the tent next to us, and the two girls next to us wake up and they're like really disjointed and they're talking and they're like, sorry, I had a bad dream. And they both ran off to the bathroom too. So I'm once again at the campsite by myself.
What's
And I hear the
happening?
chattering noise and it is circling our tents. And I can't see anything, but I just hear, and it's that one giant bug again. And it's like person height. So like I could hear it moving around really slowly. And it's not like a normal bug, which like runs into things and then you can hear wings. I heard nothing else except this like deep, like mandible chattering. And I was like, this is so uncomfortable. And so, anyways, the girls, what feels like hours later, but probably like, I don't know, 45 minutes later, all come back. And we try to go to bed and we wake up the next day. And I was like, to the girl who had screamed in the tent next to ours. And I was like, you know, what was your dream? And she's like, I dreamed that someone had opened a tent and there was a guy standing there looking down. And then he just stared at us for a really long time and eventually zipped up the tent and walked away. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, or what I'd said to them, I was like, well, I was awake the whole night, couldn't sleep. I just heard a weird bug, but I heard no footsteps or anything. But the girl who was in the tent next to her got really, really quiet. And she didn't say literally anything until we were about 2 hours north. We got back in a car, drove back to DC. And about 2 hours into the ride, she's like, I saw a guy too. There was a person who opened our tent and was looking in at us for a really long time. And I was so freaked out. I didn't want to say anything. And I was like, that's crazy because I didn't hear anything. Anyways, I'm saying it's Mothman because that's way less creepy than a dude in the woods.
Yeah, give me Mothman
Give me
any day
Mothman
versus
any day.
a creeper dude in the woods.
Yeah.
But they both thought it was a dream.
They both, well, I think the second one really wanted to convince herself that she was seeing things. The first one definitely had convinced herself it was a dream, but they both saw it. So like it was one of those like, and I think maybe she was like, oh, I'm tired. You know, we've been out all day. We were all creeped out by the guys being like, oh, you're the girls at campsite 12. But once this two people, and I was like, I didn't hear footsteps, but I definitely heard a weird bug. So I don't know.
Oh my God.
That's really, really,
That is
really
so
scary.
Yeah, it was terrifying. Yeah. So it's like bear or man. It's Mothman or
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me so scared because I've unfortunately on TikTok been getting served too many Brian Koberger
Whoa,
trial.
what's that?
That's the Moscow, Idaho
Oh,
murders.
mhm.
You know, with the
Oh.
college students, and so they've
Yes.
released some of the 911
Oh,
calls and
gosh.
stuff, and it's like it's really so tragic because like the roommates are just clearly so confused. I think they literally can't even understand what they're seeing. And that's why people think they seem suspicious. I was like, no, these are like almost teenage girls who just literally cannot comprehend what happened. They like, and they're not really seeing it. Like someone else is like, no, but like that kind of like, I don't know why that made me so like scared about your story too of like a man looking in.
Because it is also so human to be like, no, it must have been a dream. Or there's no
definitely
way
a
I'm
Mothman.
seeing something. Yeah, it must have been Mothman. Like there's
But it
no
happened
way.
around the same time. Like, did they wake up screaming? Like, that's what. Like, the timing of it seems really strange
Yeah.
too.
I think the timing is weird because like what it seems to have been is that he was there, because basically what they had described it as, like he had closed the tent, and I think him closing the tent was what freaked out the first one. It was like, oh, I'm awake and I'm hearing the sound of our tent being closed, and like the other one was like, I was seeing this and I didn't want to believe it, so I just was like, you know, like wake up and you're like, I don't know what this is, so you just freeze.
Yes.
And then, but like I had been awake-ish, but not really awake. So, and then of course our tent flipped over, and I think all of this happened at the same time as the tent flip. So
See,
like
that's
it was
unless he
That's
flipped
too
the tent. I don't know.
weird.
I hate it.
I don't know.
I hate
I don't
it
know.
for you. Oh my
God,
god.
I hope it's Mothman.
God, I hope it's Mothman.
Oh, I hope it's Mothman.
Please let it be Mothman.
Please, 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 please.
Whoa.
Oh my god, that's really, really scary. I am glad to have heard it and hate it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That is
It's
so
traumatizing.
spooky.
Oh, well.
On
Yes.
that note,
Tell
Yeah.
everyone where to. Can they? I guess not pre-order your book yet, or
not yet, but it's currently slated to be called "To Die For," Gravestone Recipes, a cookbook of gravestone recipes, and I will be posting about it on Ghostly Archive at TikTok and Instagram. while we still have TikTok. And
Yes.
feel free. If people even have like cemeteries that they like or gravestones that they think are interesting, they're welcome. I love getting messages like that from people. And she agrees.
Yes,
Yeah,
Wilma says
loves
yes.
that.
Wilma's like,
Sorry,
yes.
I think-
No, I got that shout out and that makes me very
Yes.
excited.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Yes,
this is
thank you
awesome.
so much.
Thank you.
As a huge fan, this is such an honor. This is the best day ever. Thank you
Aw.
both.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants.
That was a headgum podcast.